are bacteria?
Groups of cells that they're unclear exactly how to describe it.
Cells that cause harm in a body.
They're organisms that exist all over the place in yogurt, and they're good for you in some ways and bad for you in other ways.
They're organisms that live in different areas and in the body and outside in the air, and they can be positive or negative in terms of their influence. So there can be good bacteria and bad bacteria.
Bacteria are eukaryotes. They're a type of cell that are in the world.
Bacteria are small living organisms that contain a basic cell membrane and a nucleus.
What is a virus?
I would think a strain or a type of bacteria that gets into your system that could cause you to become sick or have sickness or spread disease.
A virus is something that can reproduce on its own, but they're not sure whether or not it's live.
Virus is like a microorganism that it's smaller than a bacteria.
It's disease you catch from other people, still germs and stuff like that.
Virus is something that can't be cured, I believe. A disease can be. I'm not exactly sure, though, what they are.
A virus is basically a carrier of DNA that lands on an organism and injects its own DNA into the organism and reproduces inside the organism. But it kind of like lacks the typical organelles that other cells would have. So I think there's some question about whether a virus is truly even alive or not.
What do you think of when I say E. coli?
E. coli, diarrhea.
I think of a type of bacteria that's in bad meat, and it's bad when it's in your stomach.
Germs that are produced by your digestion, that come through your body.
E. coli, I think of bacteria. They can be good or, they don't necessarily are harmful unless they're in large enough quantities that they can produce kind of like a pathogenic response by generating toxins, but they're kind of ubiquitous.
What's that? Cola as a drink or something?
You plant a seed in May, and in August it will be a large plant. Where does the plant material come from?
The plant matter comes from the nutrients that you take in from the soil.
The plant is actually, as a living organism, it grows and it feeds from the nutrients in the soil. And also, I guess, sunlight helps the plant to grow. And so just using these nutrients, it grows over time, yeah.
Well, it came from the where it was planted, the earth. Everything is recyclable. And Albert Einstein, if he was correct, said everything is either new or old. It's just redone, it's recycled. So it's the nutrients in the earth and the molecules. I assume that our molecules change very quickly from month to month. So it's from the earth. It's from the H2O and all the other vitamins and minerals in the earth.
The carbon, which is the basis, comes from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and then there is water, obviously, that makes up a lot of the cells, as well as minerals found in the soil.
As the seed develops, it takes nutrients from the soil. If it's in a fertilized place, it's basically nitrogen and phosphorus. Otherwise, it's just whatever's in the ground.
Pretend I don't know anything about evolution. Describe it to me.
Okay, so evolution is when animals and plants react to the environment by adapting to it in certain ways, and it's sort of, you adapt by, if a sort of animal's in a certain environment and some of the offspring survive better in that environment, they will go on to reproduce and then pass their genes on And so they will sort of select for those genes that are good for that environment, or food sources or things like that. And so that in that way, organisms change.
Well, I believe that evolution was from God, and that God created the heavens and the earth. That's what it says in the Bible, and that's what I believe as a Christian and a believer.
Oh my God. Oh, this is, well, there's two different approaches you could take to this. Evolution. Oh my God, where do you start with that? You don't know about evolution. You could start from like human evolution, from apes and all the way up, or if you're looking at it on another aspect, there's the power, you know, that God created man and everything. And
the theory of evolution was based on the idea that small variations are passed on through sexual reproduction, I guess. I'm not too clear about that, but basically if the organisms that have a certain characteristic are able to reproduce more successfully, so they pass on that characteristic.
Would you or wouldn't you take antibiotics if you had a cold?
I think antibiotics does not affect the cold because it's a virus.
Depending on what the cause of the cold was, whether it was just like a small virus or if it was caused by a virus, then I would take antibiotics. But if it was bacteria, then I wouldn't.
If I had a cold, would I take antibiotics? Not if I had a cold. If I had a virus or an infection, I would take an antibiotic, but not for just a cold. And the reason why is because it'll reduce my chances of fighting it off myself. So if I just take care of myself and try to fight it off myself, then I won't.
I would take antibiotics if I had a cold, just for the mere fact that I need my immune system to be strengthened by the antibiotics. There are times where you can try to just, drink some soup or have some orange juice and you'll be fine, but I think antibiotics are very helpful.
Colds are rhinovirus, right? It's a virus and the antibiotic wouldn't help. And also, it's fairly short. Just deal with it instead of taking medicine that doesn't help.